Hello one and all, and welcome to Behind the Glass, your weekly automotive podcast hosted by two rather uninformed enthusiasts.
No.
I'm Sam from the YouTube channel Seen Through Glass.
I'm Tony from Gravelwood Car Sales.
And you can watch us each week. We hope you enjoy the episode. Well, everyone at home, welcome to our first Behind the Glass Live of 2025. And it's not just our first Behind the Glass Live.
No.
It's an international one in partnership with the legends at Swiss Quote Bank Europe. And we have been joined by a room of lovely people. Give yourselves a round of applause for attending our first
Lovely,
event
look
of
at
the
that.
year.
Yeah, lovely people there.
They are applauding the fact that they have wasted all of their money and all of their time to come and listen to us talk absolute crap. I've made a mistake here because I've got a microphone and a coffee. I now need to get my phone because we've got to rate some rides, Tony.
Well, we should put your coffee down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
you can't put the mic down.
No, but I need the coffee. It's been a
Why?
long drive. Well, we drove over here yesterday in a 911 Turbo S 50 years. Porsche people, am I getting that right? Is that the official name? Who's a Porsche representative?
Do you have to keep saying 50 all the while?
Well, I think so. There's no Porsche representatives here. You're lying.
Oh, dear.
Someone from here. Okay, they're pretending to be busy. No one knows the name of this car, is the truth.
Including us.
But yeah, drove over in this quite stunningly spec Turbo S, which is,
It's a bit of you, that spec,
it's
isn't
a bit of me. It's got
Yeah.
tartan seats and
Yeah.
it's green. But it was a long drive. We're tired, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
We
fair
are.
to say we're
Yeah.
tired, so that's why I need the coffee. But anyway, we are here at a stunning Porsche Centre, Porsche Centre Roost. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. Absolutely huge. Some incredible cars upstairs. A gold GT3 RS.
There's two in front of us.
Yeah, we've got a beautiful. What blue is that going to be?
Nice blue.
Meissen blue, Oslo blue. What? Meissen blue? Oh,
Is it? Is it Meissen blue?
I've done well.
I mean, I
there.
literally just would have said blue.
Yeah, pastel blue.
It's blue.
But yeah, amazing location, which does mean that this is going to be quite Porsche heavy, this chat.
But we are in a Porsche dealer, mate.
Well, we are.
Come in a Porsche
Podcast.
Porsche podcast.
Yeah, so for those of you at home that don't like
We own
Porsches,
Porsches.
yeah, bit of a
You know.
disaster. Anyway, here we are, kickstarting a BTG Live in the way that we always should with the Rate My Ride section. So lovely audience members, you put yourself up for this, so apologies. We hope we've got all the photos. As we mentioned before we started recording, please wait for the microphone if you are prepared to speak. If you don't want to speak, just hide. But let's kickstart with a stunning 997.2 GT3 RS. Owner, please display yourself if you're willing to. Let's pass the microphone over, just over there, Ian. Just hand it. You don't have to walk all the way in. You can just pass the parcel. Now, this is right up my street. This is the 3.8 litre. How long have you had this car, sir?
Since 2011.
Oh, wow. When did that car come out? That must be nearly new, isn't it?
Yeah, 2010 came out.
Wow. And do you love it as much as I hope you do?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, clearly, he's had it 14 years.
Well, you know.
Can he not love it?
Might have been an investment piece. You had the non-RS version of this.
I hated it.
Yeah.
I think the RS is better, but I hated the... Did I have a Gen 1 or a Gen 2?
You had a Gen 2.
Did I?
Yeah, you had a Gen 2. yeah.
Right.
What did you not like about it?
Well, I had the new 3RS at the time. That was the problem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I just never drove it. And when I did, I thought I was going to die.
You've got the tow hook in on this. Does that mean you track this car regularly?
Yeah, definitely. This car saw a lot of tracks. I actually used it. I was racing in the Porsche Sports Cup at the time, so it was fully converted race car, mega. And now I built it back to more street use.
Nice.
I mean, you're proper, aren't you? that's unbelievable. And they're right. Yeah, I think the 997.2 generation is one of the best looking modern day 911s.
Yeah, fair.
But that's,
And still small, like modern GT
Yes.
cars are really big now, but it's still small for the road, right?
yeah,
Absolutely, yeah. If you compare it to the new ones, it feels like a much, much smaller car.
yeah, really nice. Well, thank you so much for bringing it along, and sorry that he was sort of rude about it.
No, I like that one.
You were quite nice.
Oh.
Parked next to it, a car that you did really like,
Love it.
Mercedes SLS AMG.
Where are you?
Where are you guys?
There he is.
Here we go. Microphone all the way across the room. Just pass the parcel. Hand the microphone all the way along. We love these cars.
I had one.
You had one.
I've told this story a few times.
Remind people.
Well, I had one in 2010. I couldn't give it away.
Yeah.
And now they're bloody really strong money. It's all because of them doors, you know, because the convertible, no one wants them.
Yeah, the convertibles are still quite
Yeah.
weak in the UK market.
Yeah.
But you were saying you adore it apart from the infotainment system.
Yeah, and the gearbox not that nice either.
Yeah.
Okay, you have complaints. But it's
But
so cool, no?
the aesthetics is
Yeah.
amazing.
And the way you feel behind the wheel, I think, is always... It just gives you that sense of, like, proper burbling, old school...
Feel about 4 miles away from the bonnet.
Yeah, but I like that. You sit right back on the
Is it
rear
really,
wheels.
Yeah, like literally on. It's bumpy, isn't it?
Yeah,
From
it is.
memory,
Yeah,
yeah, because
yeah,
you
yeah.
literally sit on the back arches, don't you? Yeah, yeah.
But it's fun. It's cool.
It is cool, and
Yeah.
I think it will stay cool.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
It's cool. It's a pile of poo, but it is cool, isn't it? I mean, it is, mate.
Yeah, okay, fine. I'll give you that. Fundamentally, it might be a bit crap, but we all really like it. Thank you for bringing it down. Moving on to a car that we both haven't driven yet, but everyone keeps telling us is amazing. Who came in the M4 CS?
Yeah, I want to know about that car.
Hands up. Are you brave enough to... No.
I don't think he... there he is.
Oh.
Ah, see? It's fuming.
Stop recording, Tony.
How dare
Let's
you.
leave. Yeah. I mean, it's not a Porsche. We don't know what it is. It's a CSL. Okay, so tell us everything. Did you have any other M4 before?
I got an M4 like 8-10 years ago.
Okay.
And nothing since.
Okay.
And I saw this one, you know, I was really attracted to the CSL badge. And I just said, well, I have to buy this one, you know, up until it exists. So, yeah, quite nice.
Have you driven the standard one? Have you driven the normal
No,
one?
never.
No.
Not the
Okay,
new one.
fine. Okay.
No.
But how have you found it? Because CSL badge, as you say, iconic. Even
Is that
though-
the fast one, the CSL?
It's the Larry one.
Is it?
Who? It's Club Sport Lightweight. Is that the CS?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, but still weighs probably 2 ton. Yeah.
Lightweight with some carbon fiber dashboard things. But everyone is saying that this car's amazing. Every journalist, every media review says it's incredible. You're enjoying it?
Yeah, I mean, what I really like is the drama, you know, because you really, you know, there's no sound deadening, you know, it's really, you hear the transmission, the exhaust, it's really sharp. So it's quite nice.
Yeah.
I hate to break it to you, but they probably pumped a bit of noise into the car.
Yeah.
But that's all right, though.
No.
We like that.
No.
Then why not? No.
We do?
Yeah, when the Turbo S today, we said it was all fake, but we don't mind that.
What, you didn't like it?
I said it was synthetic, but
Yeah.
it's fine. You're in the car. You need to hear
Okay,
something.
we like it.
Yeah. Well, I'm just intrigued. Do you do track days or anything like that, or that's a road car?
Well, I got it like 3 months ago, so I still need to, you know, use it.
Yeah, fine. Okay, well, yeah, thank you for bringing it. We're super
I really would
intrigued.
like to have a one, genuinely.
I think we should send an email to BMW and ask for the right car, not for a CS. Oops. There's a grey... I don't know what series. A classic 911. Someone help me out here, because this is an era that I get confused by. It looks like maybe an 80s 911, plate ending 5596. Thank you. Let's pass the microphone along. Tell me everything, because I get lost in this era.
Yeah, it's a 3.2 from 88, classic 911, air-cooled. And I had it for 4 years.
Wow.
Driven about 40,000 kilometers with it. So it's a driver's car. And already visit England too. With
Did
it.
you?
Yes.
How did you find that?
Roads are crap.
Did you get mugged or?
Yeah. Did your watch get stolen?
Yeah.
But it's great.
But in an old classic, you can get away with it in the UK, because the roads are crap. They're not as bad as Belgian roads, but
that's
all the
true.
Belgians are like,
That's
ugh.
true.
But it's still, I mean, a small car like that.
Yeah,
you can-
very small.
Yeah.
I mean, when you park it next to a 991, for example, even 992, it's half the size.
It's beautiful, though. And
It's
I
got
love
power
the wheels.
steering, right?
No.
Oh, mate,
No
I
power
can't drive
steering,
that.
nothing.
What's all that about? No ABS.
No ABS,
I'd
nothing.
literally crash.
A real driver's car.
Do you remember when we drove that 964 RS?
Oh, mate. And what was that other one we drove in Australia? Was that the 2.7?
Oh, yeah.
RS?
We drove-
Mate, I said, mate, what is this car you put me in?
I mean, that's one of my favourite Tony stories ever. We go out and this amazing collector called Dan in Australia takes out the GT3 RS 4 litre and an original 70s 2.7 RS. And Tony went, what is this pile of crap?
Full on
I
went in on it.
refused to drive it. I was like, oh my God, here we go. You quite enjoyed it though, to be fair.
I guess, yeah.
Sort of. Anyway, stunning and nice to see a classic here. So thank you for bringing it in. I say sorry that
No
my...
power steering. Have you got muscle? You're only little. How do you
I
turn
don't
the
have
wheel?
any muscle, so that's my training
Is
session.
that your friend next to you?
Sorry?
Is that your friend next to you?
No.
No, you don't know each other. Okay. Well, they're going to become friends.
Yeah. Always going to need him to get home to help and steer the car.
Well, I'm always happy when an F-Type turns up. We've got a beautiful red V6S, stunning car. I'm always F-Type man at the back. I mean, we could sit here and talk for 40 minutes about this car. So let's not bore everyone. The microphones are making. All I want to know is how long you've had it and if you love it as much as I hope you do.
I had it since summer last year, and yes, I do love it a lot.
Perfect. It's all the car anyone ever needs, mate. Don't get.
I just can't listen to this.
I hate you so much. Not to move on, because I say we could sit here and talk about it forever. But next to it is a car that both of us freaked out about. The Saab.
Love it. Who's got the Saab?
Who's got the Saab?
Yeah.
Okay, passing back across. Tell us everything, because we don't see Saabs a lot at our events.
Bloody hell, he's about 12.
Yeah.
How have you got a Saab, mate? What is it, your granddad's car or something?
No, it's my first car,
What?
That's your first car.
Oh, mate.
but it's a Porsche car. I had it for 6 years now.
6 years.
6 years. It has 300 horsepower.
How much horsepower?
300.
300 horsepower.
It's not the turbo, is it?
It's a turbo, yeah.
It is a turbo. Yeah, I thought
But it's
it was
a later
turbo.
turbo. It's not the like the early. What year is
It's
the
not
car?
the early. It's like from 99.
99. Yeah. Okay.
It's not that early. It's from 99.
What do you mean?
Well, you just said it's
I
not.
know. But there was the previous generation, was the early turbo,
Yeah,
which.
that's the 900. So this is the 93.
Oh God, I wish I knew things about Saabs. I just love it.
Yeah.
It's so
I had
cool.
one.
Did you? When?
Yeah.
Did you nick it or did you buy it?
No, I bought it.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah, I didn't. I paid like not a lot of pounds for it.
Okay, so you basically nicked it.
It basically didn't work that well. But I noticed you got a couple of dents in the side. What's happened there?
There are street dents, like from parking. So I live in the city.
I thought a lorry had driven into the side of you and you've written the lorry off. That's what I thought.
Because they're built like tanks. I love the idea of a Saab.
Yeah.
It's got so much personality, right?
It's really fun. It's like front wheel drive, no TCS.
Do you pick girls up in it?
No.
No? Shame.
Well, it's very, very cool, and we are very grateful that you bought it, so thank you very much, kind sir. Next to it, a beautiful 907 GTS. We were having a chat about this earlier. Stunning car.
Do we like that?
I think we loved... I mean...
I had a convertible one of them.
When?
Before I knew... Mate, I had so many cars before I met you.
So rich.
No, I wasn't rich, but it was a PDK one. Is that a Gen 2?
That's a Gen 2. Is that PDK or manual? We were having a chat earlier. Where have
Please
you
be
gone?
PDK.
PDK or manual?
Yes, it's PDK.
Oh, good boy.
Do you want to tell your new... This has developed since our trip last week. We were
I
chatting
think
to
we'll
some
wait
people.
until someone says about
okay.
it. I think we'll hang on.
He's got a
I'm
new-
going to go in on someone in a minute.
He's got a rage built down
Got a
inside of him
rage
that
coming.
he's desperate to talk about.
Fuming.
One of two GR Yaris. This is a UK plate GR Yaris. Two GR Yaris. Where's our British Yaris drivers? Where have you gone? Down here at the front. We were having a chat already. I was amazed. You know, that's a little car to bring all the way over to.
It's fine.
Absolutely fine. That you were saying
Yeah,
the same thing. Comfortable and cruisy. Microphone's making its way down.
What,
towards
so you both come in two Yaris's?
No.
We've got one.
We've got one. There's another one here.
Oh, there's another
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah. And you're going to go for a bit of a hoon afterwards, aren't you?
Yeah, that's planned.
Yeah.
Not really driven it properly yet, so looking forward to it.
Oh, it's new.
No, it's not the new one, but we've only had it a couple months.
It's new to you.
Yeah.
New to
Oh,
you.
fair.
Yeah, that's going to be amazing. On these Luxembourg roads, I keep talking about it, and we've spoken about quite a lot with people here today. Luxembourg is just one of those places. It's such a hidden little gem.
Yeah, it is.
Roads and places to visit. Like, it's well worth coming across. And
Yeah.
if any of you have time after this, you're heading a little bit further north, Vianden Castle, I think, are one of the best areas. But even just here, like literally, turn off the main road here. There's some really good back roads. So, yeah, you'll have a lot of fun in that, I'm sure. Just watch out for the speed cameras. There's a Supra next door, German Supra. Down here we were chatting as well. We are Supra fans on this podcast, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's just such a... Whenever you see it, I'm like, that's cool. It's just cool. You see it in the car park, there's a Supra here.
Are you quite happy you're driving around in the BMW, really?
It's a good BMW.
Yes.
15 years of warranty, so... No, it's fun. I mainly chose that car because of the manual. It's like quite engaging. It's very stiff, short throw.
It's a manual.
It's a manual, yeah.
Oh, you're going to get it then. You're the person.
Unfortunately, you've just tapped into the rage.
Why have you bought, why have you bought a manual? And why do you feel you have to say, I've got a Supra? It's a manual, by the way.
Because
I'm so sorry, everyone.
I drove the automatic before. It's like the German ZF8 transmission. And I feel like it's not as engaging. It's just like, it feels more like a normal car. And as soon as I test drove the manual, I was like, yeah, that's it.
I mean, I half get it, but you know what really does me in? And I told him over breakfast this morning, is when people meet us, they go, oh, what car you got? and the first thing they say is, it's a manual. Like they're justifying the fact that they're real drivers, you know? Like, oh yes, I have a manual car.
Tony, we know your hate.
I had this at 7 a.m. this morning with a croissant.
All
It
you're
came up.
telling me is that you bought a crap car, basically. And nowadays, you know what? The manufacturers, they charge you more for some inconvenience. They charge you from BMW, charge you for a manual now. And I think Porsche do as well, right?
No, Porsche's
Not
a non-con
Porsche, still
option,
non-cost.
Yeah.
BMW charge you to put a manual gearbox in. It's just so, because I've seen it all over the years. I remember when you could only buy a manual, and then you had automatics, and they were terrible automatics, and then automatics got good, and no one bought manuals, and the people that do buy manuals feel they have to tell everyone they've got a manual, which is always just, I literally don't understand it. And then now, because no one buys manuals anymore, the manufacturers charge you for it. I just can't get my head around it.
Speaking as a buyer of manual cars and someone who prides themselves on putting
tell everyone?
manual in my Instagram bio.
You don't. You
I'm a manual driver.
But what does it mean? That's what I'm saying. What does it mean that you drive a manual car? Who cares whether it's a manual or an auto?
I find it's a bit like this new, and we shouldn't wage into this, and Jack, edit this bit of the podcast out. I feel it's important to identify myself at the start of a conversation, because...
What are you identifying though, mate?
If I say to you, I've got a GT3, you go, nice. But if I say to you...
End the conversation.
No.
No?
No.
Oh, mate,
because
please.
if I say, I've got a manual GT3...
Then I leave the room.
Yes. But good, because that means I don't want to talk to you either. But if I say it like... Us manual people, we gather together, and I will get on.
Not many of you.
No, but it doesn't matter. We will have a much nicer time at breakfast than I will with you, where you're sitting there going, bloody manual drivers. You know, it just. I'm clarifying that I like to drive cars properly. I don't like to drive robots.
Okay.
And I like to be engaged and involved.
Okay.
And I don't know why we do it, but I think it's an important thing to clarify.
Okay. So I know that the person in this room that owns these two cars, do you feel less engaged because they're automatics? No? Where are you? There you are. Do you feel less engaged? It's a nonsense, isn't it? It's complete nonsense. The problem is... No, wait, mate. Just wait. The problem is that these they're too fast to be changing. Your car is way too fast to be messing around changing gear.
I think I did all right in Spain, mate. You couldn't keep up.
Well, I had an old Boxster.
Oh, a PDK.
Yeah, but it's an old Boxster. It's a completely different car. If I had a GT3, you wouldn't see where I'd gone.
It's true.
The thing is, I drive the thing all the time manually, but with the PDK.
Yeah.
You know?
That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
That you're constantly selecting the gears yourself.
Yeah, I'm doing...
I would never, if they offered, they do offer a manual RS, it's called the ST, but we had this conversation before about the Ferrari potentially bringing back a manual gearbox for this new, special Icona car. I do think some cars don't seat it or don't need it. Some of these 1,200 horsepower Koenigseggs with manual gearbox, okay, what a thing to expense, but it's going to be quicker, it's going to be better to, I think, be suited with
Can you imagine a 296 manual or a Turbo S manual? I know they do the classic thing.
Sport classic,
yeah.
It is good, but I mean, I don't know. For me, I just like that involvement at lower speeds. Okay, fine, if you're even on track. I don't know, I just like it.
But I am right, aren't I?
I'm so bored of this fight. Hands up in the room if you drive a manual.
Oh, my God.
Hands up if you drive automatic. It is 50-50.
It's about 50-50.
Or 60-40.
Yeah.
Okay, well, speaking of manual cars, another car that both of us freaked out about, the little Giulia Super.
Love it.
This thing was amazing. Who's that? Okay.
Who's that?
Oh, it's Big Arms. Let's bring the...
Big Arms?
So, the guy's doing the power steering for the old 911.
Well, that's why he's got big arms.
Yeah, because he's in the Giulia.
He's trying to drive them both.
Now, this thing, tell us everything, because this is not standard.
Yeah, it's like a 1974 Giulia with a 2-liter engine.
Love it.
It is around 950 kilos. With
How much?
950
kilograms, and it makes like 130 horsepower.
So I could run faster.
Yeah.
No, but you've got the bucket seats, the roll cage. Who had the noise-cancelling headphones? Was that for you or your passenger?
No, it's for me. If you go above 120 or so, it is like impossible to sit.
So you're literally getting in the car and admitting it's crap straight away when you put the headphones on.
Yeah.
I don't want to listen to that nonsense. I'm just going to cancel it out.
Do you say, I have a manual Julia Super? How do you start your conversation? How do you identify yourself?
He hasn't got a choice, mate.
I know, but I'm trying to make a run on the silly conversation we just had.
You know, I owned a 996 for 7 years, and last year I thought, let's go make life a bit more difficult. Yeah.
You
Did you get a manual one?
Manual 996.
Yeah, but that's all right because the automatic. But I get that bit.
Okay, so that's all right. So for him to say, I've got a 996 and it's manual, you're like, I get it.
Perfect. Because it's the better alternative. But matey here, he's bought a worse car.
No, okay. But okay, so you think it's okay if the automatic is crapper, because you're saying I've got the non-crap. Okay, 360, perfect example. I used to always say I have a manual 360.
Perfect.
Because the F1 box is a bit poo.
And it's not that fast.
And I thought if I said I've got a 360, people are like, oh, what a crap car. But if I said a manual one, they're like, that one's all right. So
the manual's not crap. It's still crap, but what I'm saying is it's better because the gearboxes then were terrible. But now, like everything, we was talking about Google Maps earlier on, a computer has taken over, unfortunately. And the computer's better.
Anyway, well, the Julia's beautiful. And
Love it.
We saw all the details, and yeah, it's stunningly set up. So one of those came past us. We went somewhere the other day, and one of them
We
came.
did, yeah.
We were at a big roundabout coming off a motorway.
Was we in Spain?
I don't even know where we were.
Yeah, we were
going
somewhere, weren't we?
And a Julia came literally full send, like up into the roundabout, like basically on like 3 wheels.
Yeah.
Like, he was a good driver. Anyway, very cool to see. Stunning.
Oh, that's nice.
What do they call it officially now? Ruby Star Spider RS? Is it Ruby Star these days or Ruby Stone?
Whose is that?
It's the pink. We were chatting earlier. Very nice of you to bring that. One of a few cars, I think maybe we can admit, but a stunning spec.
Why have you got the roof on?
It's not that nice a day.
Because I don't know yet how to take it off.
I can help you. I'm good at taking it off now and putting it back on.
Yeah, but then I didn't know how to put it back on.
Yeah, all right then.
That is the problem. Well, thank you for bringing it. Quite a few Spider RSs here today.
Yeah.
Super cool Mini. That's the GP3, right?
Sold loads of them.
Yeah,
Good little car, that.
I drove Miss Emma Walsh's.
Did you?
GP3. Lot of, what do you call it? Front wheel, what's the power?
Torque steer.
Torque steer, sorry.
Yeah.
Need to have more of that coffee. Who bought the GP3? Are you here or are you just... Yes, right at the front here.
A lady?
Oh,
or
no,
man?
no. Okay,
Both?
hold on a second.
Who drove?
I'm going to put you on the spot now.
Oh, no.
Sorry, you shouldn't have talked to me before.
Oh, no.
Because you have the GP3, but we know that today there's a big decision that you might be making.
They're going to get married? Don't get married.
No. Now's your moment. Drop to the knee. No,
Run a mile.
This is our GT3 man.
No, really?
Weighing up today, possibly buying a GT3. So wait, but you're going from GP3 to GT3, or did you have something else before? Did you have a 911 before? The GT3 would be your first 911? I mean, that's pretty baller, isn't it?
For the camera, it would help if you spoke.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good upgrade from a GP3 to a GT3. So.
Yes, that's a huge thing. And from front-wheel drive torque steer to rear-wheel drive, like, that's going to be major.
Sounds like a massive crash to me.
I'm used to powered cars. Before I had an RS3 with over 500 horsepower. So
yeah, nice. But so are you gonna you're chopping the Mini in for the? No, you're gonna keep the Mini. I love that little Mini, mate.
It's a cool car. It's a very cool car.
I like it too, but I wish it would have a manual gearbox.
There we go.
Mate, no, wait a minute. Because wait a minute. So this is where my reasoning half splits. No, mate, just listen to me. In a hot hatch, I understand manual gearbox because it's not got a lot of power. It's enough power. Like the Yaris, fine in a manual.
The ZF box is not that good, in my opinion.
Takes away some of the character.
Some of the enjoyment, because I agree.
It's blunt.
Yeah.
Well, so we'll have a chat afterwards and see whether we're going to push you over the line or not. But Porsche guys, I hope you're ready with the paperwork because we can help you out here. Yeah. As long as we get some kickback.
We're going to sign it for you.
Moving on, very nice. I believe this is a Schwarzer Olive 992 GT3. Have I got that right? Just the back there. If I have got that right, which we'll wait for the confirmation, I can tell you an interesting story.
What's it called?
Is that Schwarze Olive?
It's Schwarzolive, yes.
Oh, my pronunciation.
It's nice, ain't it?
Black olive, essentially.
Black olive,
yes. That is the colour of the Carrera T from Drive the World, essentially. That's what I was trying to get close to. So when I did the final paint colour, which was actually a Rolls-Royce version, that's the colour I was trying to achieve.
But you missed it.
But I missed it.
Like everything in your life.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I think it's one of the best Porsche greens that often gets overlooked.
I agree.
How long have you had that car?
18 months.
18 months, yeah. It's absolutely stunning. And silver wheels, well done. I mean, we could sit here all day and talk
No
about how great-
ceramics.
No ceramics?
no.
You've died.
Why?
What do you want a GT3 with no ceramics for?
Well, the stills are good.
No.
If you don't live on the track, you don't need ceramics, do you?
Well, I disagree, but
Okay, there's going to be a fight. Okay, let's move on. Thank
yeah,
you.
you can have that one.
PDK, I redeem myself.
Have you got PDK? Oh, we're friends again.
Yeah. Okay, moving on fast. We've got an E92 M3 Saloon. Yes,
That's a cool car.
It's a great car with the
Yeah.
right wheels as well. I was hoping it was going to be an E90, which you never see, but I don't think anyone bought them because they were crap. But this is the one with the all red tail lights, not the clear tail lights.
Nice.
And
It
am I
is
right?
an E90.
It is an E90, but you upgraded the tail lights?
No.
Which one?
It's a
It's a
facelift.
full.
Facelift taillights.
Facelift. Ah, okay, sorry. So, because the original ones had a clear white at the back, didn't
Yes,
they?
yes. But the 4 doors are always E90s.
Yeah.
92 is a coupe.
Correct. And convertible.
I wish I knew about cars.
Yes.
This one's automatic?
Yes.
This one's automatic. I had the 330i non-facelift, thank you for the information, E90, and adored it and always dreamed of having the M3 variant. I just think they're great.
Have you had all the engine bits done on that car?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Is that a big job? Like, is that an expensive job?
It's very important.
He's
Yes,
nodding.
yes.
Yes, yeah. Okay, fine.
It's like imperative.
Okay, if you don't do that, you're getting a big bill anyway.
Yeah, it's just going to blow the engine up.
Okay, fine. Well, very cool to see. I saw you roll in and got very excited, even though clearly I didn't actually know what I was looking at. Who bought the GT8 Vantage?
Are you friends with Shmi?
As a manual.
Sorry, yes, he identifies as a manual. Dude, this is amazing. Did you have this when we last met?
No, I had a Lexus GSF.
Okay, this is a man who has interesting
GSF.
cars.
Yeah.
So tell us the story. How did you end up in a GT8?
So my dad's a big Aston guy.
Okay.
It's got the original Vantage S, and I had to better him.
Yeah, fair play.
I purchased it July last year, but because of holidays, I didn't get it until October.
Okay.
So we went straight to Scotland and back in it.
In the rain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've driven that across today? Or
Yeah. So bought it, went to Scotland and back, 1,600-mile round trip. Then it hibernated for a month while we were seeing family for Christmas. Then this came out, and I was like, do you want to go? Because it's a drive. So I've done
Not because of the podcast, just because it was a drive.
Yeah. Never been
Thanks.
to Luxembourg, and you just guys happen to be here.
convenient. Is that a good road trip car?
I absolutely love it.
Really?
I absolutely love it.
Can you just stick? It's 6-speed, I guess.
Yeah,
You can just stick it in 6th and cruise.
Yes, the only annoying thing is that the Sport Shift does come with 7 gears.
Okay.
So I'm doing like 70-ish, and I'm doing like 3,000 RPM.
It's like the GT3s, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Like literally the same, yeah.
Oh, the
Yeah.
whole
But
time.
I like engine noise, so who cares?
Yeah. How does your passenger feel about that?
Fine.
Yeah, you've found a good one. Very cool. And when that rolled in, I had 4 or 5 people come and say, "Do you see the GTA pulled in?"
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, not up your street, but cool. You have to admit,
Yeah,
cool.
I agree, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to rattle through our last few because we need to move on to some slightly other topics. But we've got this.
What's happened there? Who done that? What is that, mate?
I think that's a 997.1 GT3. I'm going to say call like a Le Mans evocation. The Rothmans livery.
Who's done that?
Let's get the microphone over.
Here we go.
If people didn't see this roll in, it does look like a Le Mans car. It's got the yellow headlights, the Rothmans livery. Is it a 997.1 or .2?
.2.
.2, okay, great. Tell us everything, because Tony's desperate to find out.
Well, you'll love this, Tony. So
I probably won't. All right. I'll listen to you.
My first Porsche, and I was putting out the feelers, what I wanted. And it had to be interesting, had to be manual, non-turbo, and just something that I could go quickly in, enjoy, something a bit different. And a guy rang me up, and I saw it, and yeah, like you with delivery, I thought, that's coming off. That's coming off. I got there to the dealership, and I saw it in real life, and I was like, wow. And then he started it up with the Akrapovic exhaust and everything, and I was like, I've got to have that. And yes, gets a lot of attention. I do feel like a dick, but it's like, do you know what, fine. I'm owning it. I'm having fun. And do you know what, it brings a lot of joy to a lot of people. They see it, you know, kids want to, like, thumbs up. Everybody likes it. And actually, it does drive okay. But
well, what more was done apart from the livery? Has it been tweaked as well?
it has. So,
oh God,
it's not a GT3.
Oh God. Okay, tell us everything.
So it started life as...
You know we've got to go home today.
Yeah. Started life as a C4S, and it was owned by the racing director at Brooksby Porsche. They're a racing team, and they had it all aero kit, Bilsteins, the Akrapovic, GT3 plenum airbox, remapped at Hartec, engine rebuild.
I just cannot listen to this anymore.
So I didn't do any of it, but someone else spent an awful lot of money. And
well, they probably built it quicker than you described it.
Can
I didn't want to miss anything out.
Yeah, no, can I ask, not to irritate Tony further, but when you go to a Cars and Coffee and people say, oh, that's great, do you just go, yes, and walk away? Or do you say, well, let me tell you everything about it?
Mate, he doesn't just say yes. He just, the repertoire, he just... Are you joking?
It's only because you asked, and someone else asked me about it, and I gave them two sentences.
Are they still
and they were
asleep?
Like, where's the detail?
I think you're being horrible. I liked hearing everything about it.
Thank you.
And I think it's important to understand that...
I think we had a much better chat in there, mate. I can't listen to this nonsense.
Well, it's unique, and I love that you enjoy it, and I love that you embrace the dick in you. Oh, that sounds weird. Jack, let's edit that bit out as well. So I told you, we haven't done one of these live events for a long time. It's the exhaustion of Spain. Final two cars that we'll do before we move on to some non-innuendo conversations. The FF. Who bought the blue FF?
That's very cool.
Nerves. Oh,
that's a lady.
Hello, my friend.
No,
oh, let's get the microphone over. This is a conversation that needs to be had. So, please tell everyone in this room, if you're happy and prepared to, how much that FF cost you. This is a Ferrari FF, people.
How much?
60 grand.
No way.
60 grand. And if I remember correctly, it's a Japanese import?
Correct, yeah. I got it with 18,000 kilometers.
How?
so-
Wait.
Tell the story, because it's amazing. Because we met last year, and this was an amazing story. So tell us everything.
Right, so I sold my RS6, which is crap. I agree with you on that one, Sam.
Thank you.
And I just wanted something a bit more exotic, so I had a look through an auction site in Japan, and I saw that one. I just put a random bid in of 60 grand. It started, I think, at 40, so I think the bar was already set quite low. And then the next morning, I get the news that, I won the auction.
Wow.
And it took a couple of months and a lot of effort to bring it over and convert it to Luxembourg spec, but it was
So wait, is
worth
it right-hand drive or left-hand drive?
Left-hand drive. So in Japan, it's a bit of a flex to have a left-hand drive car, even though it's a right-hand drive market. Yeah.
So it was imported into Japan.
No. It was genuinely first delivery in Japan, but there's a lot of Ferraris there. Most of the Ferraris there are, in fact, left-hand drive.
Wow. Did you know that?
I had absolutely no idea about that.
And
That's cool.
the condition is amazing. I mean,
Yeah,
Ferrari
yeah.
confirmed it. Like, technically, it's amazing. And it's just the interior, the sticky buttons, you know.
Yes,
Yeah,
and you said
yeah.
it had some other sort of Japanese
Yeah, it had some-
quirkiness.
Yeah, they like adding their gadgets, like their radar detector and all that stuff, which can be a bit frustrating to get rid of. It was a nightmare. It would cost me $5,000 at Ferrari to get rid of all the extra stuff.
Wow.
But it had some nice extras, unfortunately, not all of which I can officially add here. But
And restricted? It was restricted to 100 and...
no restrictions.
No restrictions.
As
Wow.
tested on the Autobahn a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
Because they're restricted.
Yeah, it's weird. Some of the Japanese rules are weird, but 60,000 euros as well, right?
Correct, yeah.
Unbelievable.
60,000 euros for an FF.
And
That is
Obviously, there's tax on top, VAT and all
importing
that.
all
Yeah,
that
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
of course, but still, like as a base price,
Unbelievable.
unreal.
And did you had to pay for it up front and then wait 2 months for the car? Is that how it
Correct,
works?
yeah. It was
Oh, I'd
looking
be
at it,
flapping at
I
that
was
point.
tracking a ship every single day
Oh, mate, I
for
can
a couple
imagine.
of months. It was.
And what happens if the boat sinks? Because that happens, by the
It's
way.
insured, thankfully. It's insured.
Oh, it is insured.
That happened during Drive the World. That was my constant concern.
Yeah, I know,
I'll
yeah.
see you in 2 months or not.
Because it does happen, mate.
Yeah,
Didn't
the
they lose a load
containers
of
fall
Porsches?
off. The containers, forget the boat sinking.
Yeah.
It goes through rough season. The container, oh, sorry, we lost a container, mate. That's literally like, they just say, like, sorry, yeah, it's in the clause, lost container clause. I was like, what, how'd you lose a container?
Wow.
No, just fall off. Anyway, well, thank you for bringing that.
That's like the bargain of the... That's like the bargain
Yeah, yeah,
of the group.
it's a great purchase.
I've got the bill here later to prove if you don't believe.
Okay, no, we believe you. We believe you. I'm sorry if we didn't include your cars in that section. If you did bring anything, please come and grab us afterwards. But we do, I guess, need to move on slightly. Obviously, put your hands up if you are a Porsche owner in this room. Yeah, quite a few. Hands up if you want to be a Porsche owner.
The rest.
Yeah, that's pretty much everyone. So we're in safe territory. Obviously we need to have a little bit of a chat because, as I say, not only this event is in partnership with Swissquote Bank Europe, but obviously we're here at Porsche. And I think something we haven't really talked about for a while on the podcast was my decision to sort of make these investments in certain manufacturers to have a bit of fun with it and play. And some of it's been good, some of it's been bad, mainly Aston Martin, thanks. But I suppose the big gap in that a lot of people have asked is why I never thought of actually investing in Porsche. If this is an unofficial Porsche podcast with such Porsche nerds, it would have made sense. But we had our reasonings or our beliefs. But for this, Candy, we want to bring you up now. Pressure's on, I'm afraid.
Come on, mate.
Let's make some space. Why don't you move over, buddy? We'll bring up a thing. Everyone give Candy a nice round of applause so he feels nice and welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you. Welcome. Good morning.
Thank you so much for coming and doing this because it's a brave thing stepping into a behind the glass podcast.
A cauldron.
Especially when Tony's fully charged.
That's okay. And I'm sitting next to him. I'm going to be okay. I hope so.
Yes, I'm here to protect you. Tell us a little bit about, I guess, a bit more about who you are, at least your Porsche journey.
Okay, so who I am. So, I should have asked my parents something about my last name. It's generally my last name, so I'm half Luxembourgish, half Spanish, actually. I moved to Malaga 3 years ago. I was discussing with Krista. I had enough of the crap weather in Luxembourg. I have to be very honest. Sorry for that. Even though I saw this morning the RTL Journal, I was like, oh, they have like gorgeous weather next week. I was like, maybe I should stay here. No, I'm going to go fly back tomorrow morning to Malaga. I was born in Luxembourg, have always been working in Luxembourg, have been working 12 years at Microsoft Luxembourg as well. And so thanks to value investing, I'm also a Swissquote Bank Europe customer. So thanks to value investing, I was able to retire at the age of 49. So I'm living... 49.
49?
Yeah, 2 months before my 50th anniversary. So that was my own present to myself.
Well done, mate.
To me and myself, I think you say, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so I live off from my passive income, and I'm having fun, like Christian is having fun as well. Driving race cars, I'm having fun just doing what I love to do. I just incorporated a fintech company in Luxembourg, so I come back once per month to Luxembourg, actually.
Okay, well, you're living a very nice life, Candy.
could be worse.
It could be worse.
Life is treating me well, I must say.
And so the Porsche thing is interesting because right now, you don't own a Porsche, right?
No, I don't. Well, I could tell you. You mentioned somebody out of Portugal here. It's fun, actually. I think that Spanish roads are even worse than Belgium roads. And it was pretty fun because I went with my family to Portugal driving, and just by crossing the border, you see who can build really nice roads, which is, the Spanish are not part of that category, first of all. And the second thing, in Malaga, even if I would like to have a Porsche, I mean, just the parking spots, that's pretty fun. I mean, when you live in Luxembourg, you don't realize that. But you go to Spain, specifically when you live in the city of Malaga, I mean, you could actually take 2 cars of Malaga and put it in one parking spot in Luxembourg. So it doesn't work. I mean, I would not even put such a car into a parking lot in Malaga.
Yeah,
I mean,
immediately. Well, the dents like the Saab man. Yeah.
You did?
We did. Yeah. We parked
and
up.
It was fine?
Yeah. We don't care, do we?
No, we do care.
Oh, we do care?
Yeah, we're not retired like Candy. We definitely care. Well, it's my insurance company.
Okay, we do care.
Yeah. But then, so you're not a Porsche owner, but you are invested in Porsche.
Absolutely. So currently Porsche is my, and again, as I always say, this is not now a solicitation for you to go and invest. As also Swissquote says, investing carries a certain amount of risk. But it's currently my largest position in my portfolio. 18% of my portfolio is currently invested into Porsche as a company. Yes.
I thought you was going to say you had 18% shares in Porsche.
I would
No
love
wonder
to.
you retired.
No, I would love
49.
to. No.
I'm looking for an ST. Do you have an allocation? Yeah. Okay, so why?
Why? Well, maybe just, and sorry for that, maybe I can ask a question. Who who invests into stock market, into public equity? Can you raise your hand, please?
Oh, wow, quite a lot.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Yeah, more
Great.
appropriate conversation than I thought. Yeah.
I was like, I will answer the question because thank you, just saved my life because if nobody would have raised. I was like, oh my god, I mean, they're all gonna run out and they're gonna have a drink or coffee. I was like, okay, so thank you for having raised the hand. I didn't pay them, promise.
No, okay, fine. Swiss Quote Bank Europe did.
No, Jeremy and Dave you didn't pay them. Either, I trust you on that. So so what was your question? Why Porsche?
Well, yeah.
So maybe I have to explain a little bit what is my investment process. Who knows Warren Buffett in this room?
Warren Buffett?
Yeah.
Everyone's
I think
been
everyone
Oh,
knows it.
wow. Okay.
Is he your friend?
Great. No, he's not my friend. Never met him. I know some people in Luxembourg. They create generative AI photos with shaking hands coming out of a private jet with Warren Buffett. I don't do that type of thing.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, on LinkedIn. And
What
then
scam?
today's and
We
then
should do that.
Yeah.
Who could we shake hands with? Michael
other?
Schumacher.
Michael,
Yeah.
I don't think
that's inappropriate. Sam. That's inappropriate.
Mate, what's wrong with you?
You already made an inappropriate comment about LGBTQ. Just to be very polite, I'm gonna say this respectfully. Now with Michael, that's the second one.
Go on, finish him off. Get him.
No, I mean on the third one, I'm gonna finish him off.
Yeah, good.
No, but okay.
give up. You guys talk
So just to explain, I mean, I started value investing 25 years ago after the dot-com bubble. That was a pure coincidence. And as part of my investment process, I actually looked to buy cheap companies. So the ways I actually was able to retire 2 months before my 50th anniversary or birthday was actually that I tried to buy companies 25 to 30% below their intrinsic value. And while the market, because Warren Buffett has always said that the market is short-term a voting machine and long-term a weighing machine, actually I have sometimes to be patient, a couple of years. Sometimes it goes very fast, sometimes not, until the market really recognizes the assets of the company. So Porsche actually, and the second part of it is that I like to buy companies that I think I understand a little bit. I don't have all the details as you all know about Porsche. I don't have those type of depth in it. But for example, you would never hear me invest into pharma, biotech, financial service industry, insurance. I don't understand their balance sheet. I don't understand the product. So I love to buy luxury brands. I currently have LVMH. I have Kering as well. I have Nike. I love consumer brands, inflation-resistant brands as well. And I have 8 to 10 companies in my portfolio, and Porsche now is my biggest one. And actually, it popped up in my radar 18 months ago. I think the IPO was, 2022, if I'm not mistaken. So it popped up as already starting to carry some signals of undervaluation. It continues, actually. We were discussing with Dave, is like between 45 and 50 euros currently. But actually what is very fun is that across all metrics, and again, this is not a solicitation for you to say, Candy told me on Monday, and they're all calling Swiss Code call center, buy me a bunch of Porsche shares. I'm not responsible for that, I tell you. But
this is not investment advice.
No, exactly, yes, disclaimer. But no, I mean, even now, when you look at solvency, profitability ratios, one of the things I look as well when I invest into companies is what do customers think about the brand? This is called in marketing net promoter scores. They all love customer loyalty is just crazy on Porsche. And I was comparing actually with, sorry for the Mercedes, BMW guys, who's Aston Martin guy in the room? You have? Yeah, I think you mentioned that in terms of investment, it was not the best decision. I looked also, so
he loves it.
Investment, I said.
He loves it when I lose money.
And the cars?
I can give you some advice on that. I'm just kidding. But no, I actually looked at Ferrari, BMW, Mercedes, Aston Martin against Porsche, and actually, I must say Ferrari has, on all metrics, is a little bit better than Porsche. I mean, but Porsche will not go bankrupt. This company has great brand loyalty. Employees, something that I also look into is employee net promoter score. The employees, they love the company, they love working for the company. And I'm always saying when you have employees who love the company they work for, they're gonna build fantastic cars, they're gonna take care of the customers appropriately. I may ask them the question, if you allow me, are you happy with the Porsche service as customers? Can you raise your hands? Come on.
But it's a disease without boring everyone at home, because they've heard us say this so many times before. And we've had a brief conversation with some new Porsche customers here. You can push back on the brand for as long as you like. You can get bored by us talking about it. But once you get in, whether it's a Macan TS, whether it's a Spider S, whatever, unfortunately, it gets in your blood in a way that not many other brands do. And I say you're then in for life one way or another, because they just do everything fantastically. So I understand what you're saying about loyalty and all of that stuff makes sense. And the Porsche brand is stronger than many others for that, I think.
With the only exception of Ferrari. Ferrari is a tick better on the solvency, profitability, brand strength, etc. And if you look even, I mean, one of the things that I look as well, I actually, my watch list like the top 100 brands in the world, because that's like what I think people, they love. There is a desire for those brands. Of course, you have to look at the evolution of the brands over the years. And actually, Porsche is one of the only automotive car brands. I'm speaking now about the high-end segment. I'm not speaking like the Chinese brands, BYD, etc., which are growing very fast as well. But
it's one of mine.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm in there, mate. I'm in there.
So,
waiting for the crash.
And I think that Porsche has what Warren Buffett has always been speaking about, a moat. So a moat is like, so you have a castle, and the moat is the water around the castle. Vianden does not have a moat, but they have like a hill.
It's got a wall of protection, you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and the wider the moat, actually, the more defendable the castle. And I think actually that Porsche has a very defendable castle.
But also,
that's my opinion.
Also, just listening to you for a few minutes, by your strategy, you are like low risk investment.
Kind of, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, which of course...
So very calculated.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I can tell you, I mean, I'm being very transparent. I teach a lot of people on the internet. That's not now to make my promotion, that's not the intention. But I'm just saying I really try, because I feel lucky of having been able to retire at the age of 49 and living from passive income. And I want to share this with the world as well. So I'm teaching a lot about those things. And actually, when people ask me, Kenny, what is your return per year, your yield that you want to have? And I'm saying, if I'm able to generate 7% per year, that's good enough for me. And I'm happy if people on NVIDIA or whatever, they are lucky, they have the right timing on Bitcoin, and they multiply by 10 their investment in a 12 months period. But for me, like, that's the minimum is I want to have my 7% per year. That's really my benchmark.
Which I think is, fantastic in the grand scheme of things. So I was getting 7.
Sounds like -7.
My portfolio is not
Tell
quite
us
as
more.
well. Yeah, no.
Is that the Aston Martin thing? And by the way, Aston Martin is crap in terms of financials. I mean, profitability. It's so bad.
I got caught into the whole Newey hype. I thought Adrian Newey was going to, I got caught up in it. I don't know what I'm doing. Help me, Candy.
And we can discuss about Formula One team as well, which is like, okay, I think Fernando Alonso is now making more money with the FlexiCar advertising on Spanish TV than with
Yeah. I just got caught up in the hype. Anyway, that's me in general. We're going to move on in a second and do a Q&A. Before we do that, does anyone have any specific questions for Candy about investing or about Porsche stuff before? No, nothing. Well, he's going to be around anyway, so if you do want some unofficial advice or anything, he is here.
No, just sharing transparent information, that's it.
That's it. That's what we say. But hey, thank you so much for coming along. Thank you for having a chat. And
Thank you,
guys,
mate.
really appreciate it. Big round of applause for Candy.
What a lovely man.
What a lovely man, and we got to start taking some notes. At least I do, yeah. Bloody hell. Anyway, so as I say, we now move on to our sort of final segment, which is a bit of a Q&A. I hope you've all been thinking of some questions. We'll do this for a good 15 minutes or so, if we have enough questions. So, again, hands up and microphone, please. Has anyone got a burning... Oh, right,
There
Mr.
he is,
FF man.
And he's got
already
the
ready to go.
microphone.
Perfect.
Well, the Donald Trump administration, in all their wisdom, after putting tariffs on penguins, have decided to ban start-stop buttons on new cars, or they're thinking about it. Which would be the one feature that you would like to get rid of that's in that sort of area? Just one. And if I can have a follow-up one, is McLaren good enough now to have as a daily driver? Are they making good enough cars, reliable enough cars? Because I was considering it because of the Artura, maybe.
I had a dream. I had a dream
Not
about
another
Artura coupes being 100 grand.
Well, it won't be
isn't it?
long.
That's
It's coming.
really weird. You just made me realise that I had a dream that I was like talking to you going, mate, they're 100. Anyway, so feature that you would discontinue or ban?
Well, all manual cars. No, I'd get rid of that ADAS nonsense. Get rid of it.
Yeah, lane keep assist
Yeah,
for me,
yeah.
because I think it's dangerous.
just a crash.
Yeah, on a back road, I think it's
Yeah.
dangerous. I don't mind the bonging if you can turn it off for the speed, but the lane keep assist.
Yeah, and the brake assist and all that.
Yeah. McLaren.
No.
I'd still be nervous. I just would. Because we've spoken about it before, like even like we were talking about off the back of Spain, like what car would you buy instead of a GT3, or we were like LT McLaren. But then even it's just the resale as well. Even if you get a good one and you have a good experience, when you want to come out, the demand is just not there like it is with like Porsche. If you buy a GT3 and then you decide you don't want it, these guys will get rid of it for you real quick.
Yeah.
Where with an LT, you could be sitting around for 6, 9, 12 months. Being like, who wants to buy my McLaren?
Warranties are expensive. You know, everything's expensive.
Thank you for the questions. Who else? Hands up for any burning questions. Make your way to the back. Microphone's coming. Sir.
Here he is.
Mr. F-Type. I love it. He's going to ask if the V8 is better than the V6. Keep going.
No, but the question is about Jaguar too. So it's about Jaguar or Jaguar, as we have to pronounce it now. We are all very doubtful about the choice they make recently, and I would like to know if you were given the presidency or the CEO post of Jaguar, what would you do to help the brand?
Give up. I'd literally just give up and go home.
I think this is the problem, a bit like with Maserati. They were kind of screwed anyway, right? You know, the real truth is people didn't really buy the products, or not enough people bought the products. You know, we can sit here and wax lyrical about F-types, F-paces, like all these things. I've just bought an XC. Like, there are people that like them and adore them, but they just weren't selling enough. And where do you go in this new age? If we're just going to be producing turbocharged 4-cylinder F-types, we don't want those either. So I guess they had to do something. I do think they've been really unlucky with the timing of the world, that we're now all kind of stepping back from this EV mandate, and they're going to come out with 200 grand luxury EV saloons that I don't know who wants. But my stance as a Jag fan, and also have drunk the Kool-Aid a little bit, is let's just wait until we see the product. I don't think anyone in this room, bar maybe one or two, maybe Candy, is going to be necessarily in the market for what they're offering. But well, it's a bit like the Rolls-Royce Spectre. We had a guy on the trip last week in Spain who dailies a Rolls-Royce Spectre.
Yeah.
Legend. I mean, that's such a niche car, but if you're in that world, it appeals to you. And I think that's where Jag are looking to go. They want to make tiny numbers.
Yeah.
Appeal to a certain, it's not us, but how many, put your hands up if you'd bought a Jaguar in your life. 4 people.
Hands up if you still got them.
One on the back, yeah. I mean, so that unfortunately is the truth. So sad times, but let's go and buy the old good ones. I think that's the case. If you like Jags, then you go buy the old ones.
Or the old, they weren't good, just the old ones.
They were good. Anyway, thank you for the question. Next,
so good,
hands up. Right in front of you, just there.
Thank you. There has been a lot of manual chat today.
Good.
So I have a question. I just seen Vin Anatra on YouTube convert his 360 from the F1 box to manual, and he did it himself. So the question is, are we going to see a Challenge Stradale manual conversion anytime soon?
Not from me. I'm not a massive fan of the manual conversions because I'm a dick. I'm a bit too like factory OEM. They didn't make it in the day. They should have. I like the F1 box in that car. It's the same with the Mercy.
Yeah.
I don't know. And they're never quite as good. I'm sorry. I've still AV Engineering did a manual conversion 360 CS, which was as good a one as I've ever driven, but it's still not it's still aftermarket.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
I agree, mate. I don't think you should. They didn't offer it from factory, so just leave it. It's the characteristics of the car.
Yeah. Each to their own, but. We were having a laugh the other day saying, I'm going to do a PDK conversion of my GT3 and go in the opposite direction. But anyway, stay tuned. There was a question down here at the front. Make our microphone. Elevator music.
Yeah, thanks again. I sold my first car last year, and I think everyone has that feeling if they sold a car before, it's like, maybe I should have kept that. Is there like a car in your mind where like, maybe I want to have that again today?
Ooh. You're not very emotional about your cars.
Not now. I mean, no, not now, no. I mean, I can think of a couple that I wish I'd have kept, but it's a long, long time ago.
Give us one.
My Renault 5 Turbo.
Really?
Yeah, I love that little car, yeah. Apart from the fact that it used to break down every 10 minutes.
Yeah. That's amazing. I was not seeing that coming. And
Well, you wouldn't see it coming, would you?
No, but what would you do with it? You would just have it just to have?
Yeah.
Would you drive it?
Not really, no.
No.
But it was sentimental, mate.
How old were you when you had that car?
Oh, and my Subaru as well, my Impreza,
Yeah,
my
you've spoken about that
WRX.
before,
I
yeah.
loved that car, yeah. But how old was I?
Yeah.
Very young, mate. 19, 20. I needed it to get away from the police.
Yeah, of course. Your employers gave it to you.
Getaway driver.
Of course, from your own mess. I kind of missed the Biposto, weirdly. The 695 Biposto. That was a great little
you?
car. Yeah, every now and again I think like it was just silly and fun.
I owned that more times than you did.
Yeah, because you sold it for me multiple times.
I sold it about 4 times.
Yeah, I guess like that's. Yeah.
So you don't really get emotional like me as well then?
Not really. Once it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
But have you ever seen someone else driving your car, your old car?
Well, many, but they're work cars.
Fine.
But my personal car, not that I can think. Oh, yeah, my GT3 RS.
Someone turned up and said, I've got your old car.
Yeah, more than once.
How did that make you feel?
I didn't care. I couldn't care less.
Okay,
I felt sorry for him.
Have you spotted the hole in the floor yet?
Yeah. Have you replaced the brakes on that car? Because you should.
I know the man who owns the Carrera T from Drive the World, and I've met him a couple of times, and he still complains about the stain on the passenger seat, which is when I spilt a load of coleslaw.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that. Oh, no. Another edit. Not again. You cannot put that
Moving on. Next question, please. Hands up. Down here at the front. Thank you, Ian.
So congratulations, Sam, on the Project 8. I was so happy to see that video. But one thing I did notice was the color. Now, the color, I think personally, is stunning. I think it suits that car so well. And then you said, oh, I'm thinking of changing the color. I thought, no, don't change the color. It looks fantastic. So, of course, whilst it's your car, how about a quick survey here? Hands up, keeping the color the same. Hands up for changing the color.
Okay, hands up for keeping the Project 8 orange. Oh,
Yeah, see?
bloody hell, bloody Nora.
Mate, it's the right thing to do. Just leave the bloody car. I really like OEM stuff. I'm going to change the colour.
But you
It's
know,
literally what you say.
I was going to get it peelable painted at Lichfield,
Oh.
and I sent Ian Lichfield the photos, and he went, I don't want to talk myself out of some work, mate, but I'd leave it orange. I was like, fucking hell. In the sunshine, it looked great. I want to get rid of the stripe because I don't like the stripe, and I don't like the black wheels. It just doesn't feel like me. It's not that it's bad. I just wouldn't have ordered it orange. And because I will be using it as a daily, it's just a little bit leery, even though I've been driving around in a red Panamera for the last year. I'm not saying that. I think my plan is get rid of the stripe and change the wheels and then leave it for the year and just enjoy having the car once it's fixed. and then make a decision in no rush type thing. But I'm definitely not going to like proper repaint it. It will only be something temporary. And maybe I'll learn to like the orange, but...
I think it's fine, mate.
Yeah, I know you do.
I have a bigger problem with the car than the colour.
You were nice about it last week.
Yeah, I'll change my mind again.
Okay, cool.
May I have one follow-up question?
Please.
Thank you. So, on the journey here from Zurich this morning, we were chatting at about 6 o'clock this morning. What's better, older cars or newer cars? And we came down to the question, okay, if parked outside, you had a LaFerrari and you had an F80, and you had to choose between the two. Now, the younger generation say F80. Older generation, I'm LaFerrari all day.
Gosh, stupid conversation.
At 6 o'clock in the morning, damn right.
It's a bit like when someone berates you about manuals over a crossing.
It's a completely different value. I mean,
No, don't talk about value. Don't.
You
doesn't
have to
matter.
talk
No,
about
you
value.
don't. You're not buying a car. You literally, you walk out, someone says you can go for a drive, here are your two choices.
Well, I think every single person in this room, I know what they're going to say without even asking
Let's
them.
find out.
Hands up for LaFerrari.
Well, hold on a sec. Okay.
There we go.
Average age of this room is about 65. But okay, hands up for the F80.
Oh, mate, they've lost the plot.
Everyone young. But this is a prime example. Like, we speak about this a lot. We are old men. We are bitter old men, and we are in an industry where you hear us every week, get tired and bored of things because we're overexposed. But also, things were always greater back when we were young, right? It's so easy to say, well, that was the golden era and golden period. But is this your daughter?
My tango dance partner.
Your tango dance
Yes.
partner. I enjoy that greatly.
And that literally is tango dance partner. Don't read anything into that. It is tango dance partner.
Tango dance partner. Tango dance partner.
Of course it is. It's the manual man again. It's manual.
Met in
My
Luxembourg
tango
City
dance
last night.
partner.
The whole point is for your generation, because I'm assuming it's a different generation to ours, cars are exciting, new things are exciting. We're just the ones sitting there going, oh, it's too much power and it's ADAS. But LaFerrari was too much power when it came
Way
out.
too much,
You
yeah.
know, and too much money and too much performance. But for us, it was the halo of our eras.
Yeah.
So I think it does just move. I just think we're all old and bitter and we have to accept it, unfortunately. So.
I think the better comparison of your argument would have been Enzo and Laf.
Yeah,
That would have
fair
been a
point,
better comparison.
fair point, yeah.
Or 250 GTO and LAF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hands up if you take the 250 GTO over a LaFerrari. Less than you'd think.
Yeah, I'd have the Laf still. If you said Enzo and Laf, that's way closer.
Is it?
I'd have the Enzo. Woo. Who'd have the Enzo? Yeah, see? I mean, I am unbelievable.
No, that was about half, mate.
Was it?
Yeah, it's about
I
half.
saw all of them.
Anyway, thank you for the questions. And I'm sorry if I made the tango dancing awkward. Passing the microphone on, please. Ian at the front here, thank you.
So how hybrid do you consider the turbo hybrid, the new Porsche Turbo hybrid? Does it feel hybrid-y? Should that word even be in there? Because it is hybrid, but it's not what it's doing really, is it?
I mean this in the biggest compliment possible. The worst thing about the T-Hybrid GTS is it is just a GTS. So it's the best and the worst thing about it. They have done the most unbelievable job at just making the GTS better without you knowing how or why. It just feels like a better GTS. There is nothing about it that tells you there's anything going on apart from just an improved GTS. So I got caught up in all my mates going and driving and saying, this is the best GTS ever and the new engine and all that. It's just amazing. And I thought, my God, this is going to be unbelievable. It's going to feel completely different and this T-Hybrid is going to transform the car. But you get in it and you're like, oh, it's just a GTS. Like,
Isn't that kind of like for me, that's a relief.
That is.
Don't give me a hybrid-y thing that I can drive on electric. Give me a better one of those, and I'll take it however it works, as long as it does the job. Not tried one yet, by the way. But
You say that though, but the car that you current drive, the new one, will be a proper hybrid, no?
No. Well, as far as I understand, so first, yes, it's the biggest compliment in the world, but I think they should have just not really put T-Hybrid in the name at all.
Exactly.
They should have just called the GTS, and then in the press release said that there's a really clever bit of technology where we've used a battery to spool up the turbos, and because the T-Hybrid part made everyone think like, ooh, but actually it's, just clever tech.
I think the S is going to be, the new S is going to be T-Hybrid, is what I was told. But
Yeah, I mean, there's people in here with pulling out sniper rifles at the back of the room, but from what I understand, under embargo and NDA'd, is that the Turbo S will be GTS format, but with two turbos rather than the singular one, but with the T-Hybrid technology. And then we're all hoping and praying for that the turbo there'll be a turbo touring, it's not hybrid with the manual option available to kill the sport classic market. But I think Turbo S, we're expecting close to 1,000 horsepower, two turbos, T-Hybrid. It's going to be outrageous.
Yeah.
It'll be good because, it's a Porsche. Last couple of questions, then we'll wrap it up because everyone needs more coffee. And there's champagne as well, apparently. There we go.
Champagne?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just a question for the both of you. What is your earliest memory that is car related?
Oh, thank God you said I thought you was going to say, what's your earliest memory? Flipping hell, probably pooing myself.
That was last week.
Yeah.
Earliest car memory, that's a good one. Go on, mate.
Mine?
Yeah. Not sports car, you just mean in general, like a sort of car one.
It's literally just come to mind. I had a brown Austin Maestro. I was 7. Did I pass my test yet? Anyway, I was driving it. Whether I had a license or not, I don't know. I was driving it on the road, and it self-combusted. It just set fire to itself, literally. And I remember getting out, going, "Quick, run!" Literally, it literally just set fire to itself.
Wow.
Yeah. The fire brigade come and everything.
Really?
The police. I couldn't have had a driving license because I was basically hiding in the bush.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah. Wow. I don't even know how it happened.
What about, you didn't have any like parental, like in the back of cars and stuff, like never any experiences when you were really young? seeing a car drive past you when you're having dinner. Like,
Well,
nothing-
lots, yeah.
Yeah, but that's like a formative, like a really formative, not you driving.
Oh, just like me sitting in the back,
Yeah,
dribbling
something
in the
like,
back.
oh, look, there's a sport, like that's a Lotus, look at that.
Well, maybe there would have been a Ferrari moment, but yeah. Well, I thought, but I wouldn't have known what it was, just a red car.
Like
Red-
playing with a toy, for instance.
Yeah. All the while I used to play with toys. Still do now.
My switch from, because I was always Formula One, my switch to a road car thing. So best scam my dad ever did, and we're in Luxembourg, so we can really talk about tax scams. But my mum was a director on his company, so he'd get a tax kickback every now and again through her somehow. And he told her he'd bought her dream car, and she was like, "That's amazing!" Like, and we went and bought it. It was an A4 Cabriolet.
Yeah.
And then she found out 6 months later that actually it was money that she was owed, but he just used it to go and buy things. But I remember that moment of going in and the surprise. We thought we were just pulling in to the petrol station, and then he said, "Oh, let's go and look in the dealership." And there was a car undercover, and they pulled it back, and there are the keys. And I just thought, like, that's a pretty amazing moment. You know, if you were lucky enough to have a new car delivery moment. You know, Porsche do it great, Jaguar do it great. Like lots of these dealers do it fantastic. Now that whole moment of covers coming back, keys your own, it is such a really special moment. And yeah, witnessing that at a young age, you know, for my mum and seeing her excitement, that kind of inspired. Like, oh, I'd like to be able to go and buy a new car.
You don't have any moments of Jeeves driving you to school in the Rolls Royce?
Yeah, but you know, that just felt like, you know, normal life. Yeah,
Completely normal.
It wasn't very inspiring.
We're getting the Rolls Royce today. Okay, darling.
And of course, Casper always had a bigger Rolls Royce, which was infuriating. Final question, please. There we go. Back of the room with the glasses.
Well, first, I'm glad that you enjoyed your road trip around Spain. I'm Spanish, so...
Nice.
And then we are in a Porsche center. You are very well connected to Porsche. We saw the McLaren W1, the Ferrari F80, sorry. When are we going to see the successor to the 918?
We talked about this yesterday, didn't we?
Literally.
Thank you.
So, has everyone seen Porsche teasing this the Le Mans Strassen version, which I think people are trying to understand? Is that going to be a sort of one-off road league? Like, what is that going to be? They obviously teased it with a sort of hidden picture of the Le Mans car, and then the whole story about the original, I think it was the 917 road version. I think we all know the Mission X seemed to fall a bit flat for them. That was definitely them, I think, feeling the market to see whether there would be demand for an electric hypercar. And I think everyone went, no. So they're like, oh, crap. I was invited to Le Mans by Porsche, said I couldn't go, and they said, no problem, we'll send you all the assets of what's unveiled. And I went,
so do you know something we don't?
Well, no, I said, oh, what's going to be unveiled? And they went, well, you know, well, sorry, I'll delete that email, I didn't say anything. So they're obviously going to do something at Le Mans with this Le Mans car. It would be, I think, weird for them to do like a one-off road version thing. Like that, it would be a bit weird, especially how much they've hyped it. But then also an actual hypercar based on the Le Mans car, which I guess is what the F80 is. I don't know. I can't read it, but they are late to the game. So I think we're all assuming something is in the works, but reading between the lines, I feel like maybe they got caught out a little bit with how much pushback there was to the Mission X, maybe. And so they're suddenly a bit like, I don't know, though. We're hoping, aren't we? Like, we're all hoping that...
Something's got to come, surely,
I think you feel like something's going to come,
Yeah.
but you can put some pressure on some of the dealers in the room and see what they say. But
they're the last to know, mate.
Well, not always.
He does know something. He hasn't told me yet because he knows I'll dob him in.
Yeah, well, you're too much of a risk. But anyway, that feels like a nice place to wrap things up. Thank you for all your questions. Thank you all for coming and attending. A huge shout out to Swissquote Bank Europe for putting on this quite amazing event for our first one back.
Yeah.
They've been amazing. I say, really relaxing for us to be able to just walk in here and just
Literally.
sit here and talk and get ourselves sued, which is always our favourite thing to try and do.
What was you this time?
Yeah, it's all been me. as ever, like, is it important? It is important for us to say, for those of you at home, our investment chat is not investment advice. Of course, always seek independent advice, do your research, things like that. If you are interested in discovering more or speaking to Swissquote Bank Europe, there are always links in the description below. We've got some fun plans coming up for this year, including that next event in France, and then also some fun things over the summer, which we know we're working on. So stay tuned for that. Huge thanks to the Porsche Centre for welcoming us here. Absolutely incredible dealership. And I guess that's our chance to wrap things up.
You've been very lovely audience. Thanks
Lovely
very
audience
much.
and very welcoming for our first event back. So huge thank you. Give yourselves a massive round of applause. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.